Hello there and welcome to Face Yoga Fridays. For the sake of transparency, I am pre-recording this session. It is a session that I did have to postpone last Friday. Apologies for that, but as always, I want to give you a lot of information and content, so I am putting this one out there for you. So this little session is about the skin. Last month we looked at the muscles and how exercising those muscles can help tone and lift and sculpt our face. But we have obviously our skin sitting on top of those muscles, and as I said last month, the skin is actually attached to those muscles in the face. So it's quite unique. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the body. But when we are moving our facial muscles, our skin is moving on our face. And so it has an impact. And if we get into bad habits with using our muscles, it impacts on the elasticity and the shape of our face. If we sleep a certain way, if you're a side sleeper, you're pushing your muscles, so it's impacting on the skin, and your skin might sag on one side or another. But what I want to actually look at today is the skin itself. So the skin is the largest organ in the body. It has so many incredible functions. First of all, it holds everything that's inside of us in place. It basically is the cover, and it's a protective cover. Our skin is waterproof. It fixes itself. So if we cut ourselves or we have an injury, our skin will actually regenerate and heal itself. It helps to keep our bodies hydrated. It helps to regulate the temperature of our body. So the hairs on our body, if you're cold, they stand up to trap heat. If you're hot, they sit down. And your skin is regulating all of these things. So it is, to me, I mean, obviously we have lots of vital organs, but our skin is the one that we really, I think, take the most for granted. You know, if we've got something wrong with our liver, we kind of, go do something about it. If we've got something wrong with our kidneys, we go do something about it. But with our skin, we kind of just, our skin is there. Unless something really serious goes wrong, we would obviously go and do something about that. But our skin is just there. It's something that we know is going to be there when we wake up in the morning. But it's an absolute powerhouse for what it does for our bodies. So I'm going to bring up a cross section of the skin here, just so that you can have a little look at it. We actually have 7 layers to our skin. So the first 5 are the epidermis. Now, the epidermis is where all the cells and everything generate. So we have the 5 layers, and as the cells develop, so new cells start in the bottom layer. They're being fed and oxygenated by the blood and fed nutrients so that they can grow to their optimum. And then they start spreading and dying off, or rising up through the 5 layers and dying off. They form a keratinous, that's the word, keratin. You might have heard of keratin in terms of your hair. But the skin becomes keratinous, and it hardens as it moves towards the surface. And the cells flatten, so that by the time they come to the top of the skin, they are flat, dead little cells, which is why exfoliating is so good, because we actually help to remove those dead cells and keep the skin looking fresh. So that's what's happening now. I'm not going to go into a great scientific lesson about how the skin works, but those cells, as they die off, they form a very protective, very waterproof layer on our bodies, so that we have this protective layer. We also have the acid mantle, which is a mixture of sweat and water and hydration that sits on the surface of the skin that is also helping protect and create a barrier. Underneath the epidermis, we have the dermis, and this is where everything happens. So we have what's called sebaceous glands. They're the glands that create the sebum or the oil in the skin. We have the blood vessels, the lymphatic system. So the blood is bringing all the oxygen and nutrients to the skin. The lymphatic system is taking away all the byproducts of cell production. So any waste, any toxins, that's being removed. We've got the hair follicles. As I said earlier, our hairs on our body. I know that we try and wax them off and get rid of them, but the hairs on our body are actually a fundamental part of our temperature regulation. As I said, when we're cold, they stand up and trap air, warm air, creating a warm air barrier over our skin. And when we're hot, they lay down to try and help cool us off. We've got the sebum, the sweat glands, that are obviously trying to keep us cool as well. So as we get hot, we sweat. That's the hydration, the moisture, trying to keep us cool. So that all happens in the dermis. We also have collagen and elastin, the most abundant proteins in our body, created everywhere where there is sort of skin tissue, muscular tissue, and they are the strength and the elasticity proteins. So collagen is giving us strength, boosting the skin, helping us to stay the skin to stay smooth and resilient. And elastin gives the skin its elasticity, so it's movement, so we can move about. It helps with the stretch and the movement of our face muscles and our body, so that our skin actually moves when our bones and our muscles move. Underneath the dermis, we have the subcutaneous level, or the subdermis as it's now called, which is just a layer of fat that cushions the skin against the bones and the muscles that sit underneath. So it kind of is a buffer, if you like. So it's just protecting what lies underneath, giving us an extra cushion, an extra barrier between what comes out externally into what's going on internally. So that is the structure of the skin in a very short process. I mean, I could go into far more detail, but we're not going to do that today, because I know that what you really want to do is do the massage. So let me remove that. And then I'm just going to talk about a little bit about massage. So for the muscles, we do the exercise. It's all part of a face yoga practice. For the skin, yes, the skin is impacted by the exercises, absolutely, because we're toning and lifting those muscles. But what really, really is a boost, and the special bit for the skin itself, is the massage. So why do we do massage? Massage has an abundance of benefits. First of all, it increases circulation. So as I've said several times in this, I think that we need oxygen, we need nutrients for the cells to grow and be healthy and be at their optimum. So by increasing circulation, we're increasing the blood supply, which is the vehicle that brings oxygen, nutrients to the skin. Apologies. I just had a bit of a glitch with my camera, so I've had to change cameras. And the view might be slightly different, but that's okay. I will try and recap. So we were talking about the circulation. Stimulating the circulation, bringing oxygen and nutrients to the skin, so our cells can have the most optimum start in life, being fed and watered properly. So next, lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is all about removing the toxins and excess fluid that we have that are a byproduct of cell generation. So it helps to release dark circles, puffiness, so stimulating the lymphatic system there. Then we have another benefit is that as we're moving the skin, we're lifting and toning the muscles underneath. So we're getting a nice lift and tone of firming and lifting action, helping the muscles from a surface level. So when we do the exercises, we're working on them internally. And when we're massaging them, we're helping to lift and tone them externally. It's great for removing those dead skin cells. Sounds horrible because we're massaging our skin and we're actually desquamating, the word is taking those dead skin cells off, leaving our skin looking brighter and more glowing after a massage. So that's a real brief sort of dive into the skin and how it functions and why we want to massage it as part of our face yoga practice. It's so easy to include a massage into your daily skincare routine. You can literally, you don't have to stand there and try and make time. You can literally do it when you're putting your skincare products on of a morning or an evening. I absolutely love to really make my cleansing routine a proper massage. So I love to really get that cleanser in there, using massage techniques, massaging my skin, really getting in there and lifting and stimulating everything, and then obviously cleansing that off, doing a second cleanse, doing it all again to just really get your skin glowing. And I find that if I do that, my skin has a really good cleanse, but it also has a really good massage as well. Obviously not doing that today, but I've got some trusty oil. So what I'm going to do is obviously using oil, I'm going to show you how I do my cleanser. So just piping some oil on. Enjoy yourself with putting the oil on. Breathe in the smells. Get a nice even spread. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is start off with just massaging the chest. You always want to start from the chest, one of the first places that shows a sign of aging, because the skin is so thin here. So all I'm doing is just lifting the muscles, just lifting them up. I'm going quite deep because I want to take any tension out of here. A bust can be heavy sometimes and we hold a lot of tension. We're also looking down a lot, so we need to lift here. And then I'm just going to move up into the neck, and what I'm using is the finger and thumb, and I'm just going up the whole neck. Don't press too hard because you are going to go in over your windpipe here, but I just love to lift, doing each move about 10 to 15 times, and then up the sides. Fingers and thumb, so crooked finger, thumb along the chin. So your fingers are kind of going into the groove of the chin, your thumb underneath. So we're kind of sculpting the jaw, but we're also releasing any tension out of there. Then I like to just sweep up the cheek. Again, about all these moves about 10 or 15 times. Then I'm going to take my hands to prayer position, sweep under the cheeks, up to the temple. Then we're going to do that little crook again. So this time we're going to thumbs here by the ears, and then we're going to do that little crook, and we're just going to go under the eyes very, very gently. Don't want to drag the skin. And then fingers crooked over the eyebrows, and we do windscreen wipers. And then I like to do circles on the forehead. And then sweep. So that would be my first cleanse. And then my second cleanse is literally circles. So I do circles up the neck. So I've taken my cleanser off for the first one, reapplied some cleanser for the second one. And then it's more of a lymphatic drainage massage, the next one. So very light circles. We put all the pressure in the first one. So we're just doing light touch here. Just light finger touches in a circular motion over the skin, top lip, just circles, feather light. Just stimulating the lymphatics. And you can do this, I'm doing this fairly quickly, but you can do it for up to a minute over the nose. Little sweeps down the neck, and then just pulse that into the lymph nodes. And then I would remove my cleanser again. Just take a nice deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. Lovely. Now, as I'm not here with you live, this is a pre-recorded one. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, please put them in the comments below. We'd love you to give me a thumbs up or a hello or replay in the comments so that I can see that you've watched this back. Again, apologies for having to delay this and postpone this, but I am here now, and I look forward to seeing you all later on in the month for Mindset Mondays. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.